Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
The Meet the Mancunian podcast has taken listeners on a journey through the local community in Manchester. As season 1 of the podcast draws to a close, here is some more bonus content as a thank you to my listeners. My guests share the most important life lessons they have learned. I hope my listeners enjoy this compilation and can find some useful tips to adopt in your own lives.
I think for this one, probably I will quote Douglas Adams, if I may. So he's one of my favourite authors, and he once said, "I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I ended up where I needed to be." And I think that's really true for myself and true for a lot of people. People think that, you have one path and you should follow it. But sometimes you have, I've been all over the place. But I think, you end up where you need to be.
That you never stop learning. There's a lesson in everything, and you don't know everything, and you just never ever stop learning. There's always something to learn.
To enjoy your life, to enjoy. I know it's easy for me to say when my job is my passion and my job is everything I've always wanted to do. But it winds me up a little bit when you get told that life as a grown up, you've got to grow up. When people grow up, or people have to do this when they're a grown up, or that's life as an adult. And it's something miserable. Yeah, okay, the world's not always sunshine and rainbows, but actually, life is to be enjoyed. We're not here forever. We're going to be here for a short amount of time. And, enjoy every moment that you have on it. Follow your passions, follow your dreams, do that hobby, that thing that you enjoy doing, whether it's a career or not. If you enjoy just playing a bit of football on a Friday night with your mates at the park, do it. If you love doing this, do it. If you love doing that, do it. And kind of just squeeze every last drop of enjoyment that you can out of life. And I think that for me has been a game changer, because I spent a long time seeing the worst in things and kind of, it's very, very easy to see the worst in things, especially with social media and the way that things are battling against us. But taking that time to enjoy, taking that time to be there and smile and do something that makes you happy it goes a long, long way.
I've literally written one line for this in my little crib sheet here. You have more time than you think. I think that is
sounds very deep.
Yeah, it can mean literally like minute to minute, but it can also mean, as far as a decade is concerned, worrying about how much time you have cuts into that time. And also I think that another thing that I've learned is that to trust my own instincts. I think everybody should to a certain degree, and if there's something that doesn't feel right, even if it looks good on paper, just be careful. So instincts, trust your instinct, and you have more time than you think.
Not to give up, to keep on going, and as I say, give things a try, and you never know where it leads, really.
So I would say the most important thing I have learned is that it might sound obvious, but I don't think we always take it in. You are the only person that you will spend every second of your life with, if that makes sense. That might sound a little bit odd, but you're not going to spend every single second of your life with anyone other than yourself. So the most important thing is to be your own best friend, because it's a very long and difficult life if you're spending it with someone who's constantly criticizing you. So be kind to yourself. That has been such a game changer for me, just realizing that it's down to me to make my life pleasant and to look after myself properly.
Well, I'm old, so I've learned quite a few, but I think the most important thing is not to make decisions on your own. Make good decisions with other people. If you've got stuff going on, get a different perspective and make a decision with other people. I know all the worst decisions I've ever made, I've made on my own. So I would say, don't make decisions on your own and don't make rash decisions. Decide things with other people. I think that's probably the best advice I can give anybody.
I suppose it's just be nice to people, really. But not just be nice for the sake of it, just be nice just because it's nice to be nice. I mean, I'm not saying if people are horrible to you, don't just let them walk all over you. But at the same time, you don't know who that other person is. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know anything about them. So just be nice, and be nice until you don't need to be nice, or they give you a reason not to be nice. But when they give you that reason, just walk away. But yeah, just be nice to people, especially now more than ever.
Just say yes and see what happens, I think. I've been down a number of different paths with my career where somebody's given me a crazy idea and I've helped them run with it. So that's my lesson, is just to say yes and see what happens.
Oh, gosh. I think it's similar to the advice of what would you do? You know, what advice would I give for people starting out business? And I think it is just do it and learn to trust yourself. I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure a lot of women are the same. You have like a gut feeling about something and then you talk yourself out of it. And 99 times out of 100, if I go with my gut feeling, it's usually okay. You know, sometimes it needs a bit of tweaking. Sometimes maybe it's not 100% right. But I would say most of the time, my gut reaction is right. So I would say learn to trust yourself. Definitely.
To be authentic. To not conform to other people's ideas. To follow your heart, yeah.
That it doesn't matter what happens, it'll get better, and it works out. Things work out. So you can be at the most, in the most darkest place, but tomorrow's a new day, and things, things get better, and you learn to live with decisions. You learn to live with consequences. So, I've lost siblings recently over the past few years, and you think it's the end, but you find something within them that stays with you. So yeah, things get better.
Do consider subscribing to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts. Do watch out for season 2 of the Meet the Mancunian, launching next week on Tuesday, 29th March 2022, with a fresh new look and some more inspiring Mancunian guests. Thank you for taking the time to listen regularly.